Welcome back to Return to Evolution, where we're going through the legendary tutorials of Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution and seeing how we can apply them to Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. Today, Chapter 11, When to Throw. This chapter consists of 3 sections: 11A, Guarding, then Throwing, 11B, Recognizing Guaranteed Throw Moves, and 11C, Throwing when you have the advantage. 11A, Guarding, then Throwing. Recommended rank up to first dan. What it is. 11A starts off the theory of throwing with one of the safest and most practical routes into throwing. Throwing after you've blocked an attack. Why it's important? A throw should be purposeful, so the right time and place is really important, especially in a game like Virtua Fighter, where attacks win against standard throws outright, unless at a significantly high frame disadvantage. There's a reasonable likelihood that the opponent is going to block or evade if you successfully block their attack, and throwing beats both of these options. How it teaches you? The exercise asks you to block one of those significantly punishable attacks, where an attack won't work, so a throw attempt will beat the attack, the guard, and the evade. You block the attack and follow with a throw of your choice. How to replicate it? Set up the dummy with a recording of a pause, followed by a significantly punishable attack like a knee, and follow that up with a jab. Now guard the knee and attempt to throw before the follow-up attack. It can be tempting to wait for the opponent's animation to finish first if their knee attempt sends them up into the air, but there's a degree of buffering that works here for the best chance for success. 11B, Recognizing Guaranteed Throw Moves. Recommended rank up to first dan. What it is. Now that you know how to do it, 11B will teach you when to do it. Conventional throws lose to attacks outright unless the opponent is at such a significant frame advantage that the attack can't come out in time. These moves are your guaranteed throw moves. Why it's important? Being able to spot a guaranteed throw move opens the door to big punishes and can really give your opponent something to fear. However, getting it wrong can result in you losing your advantage and even taking damage for your mistake. This exercise doesn't just teach you how to respond appropriately to block guaranteed throw moves, but also how to respond when the throw isn't on the table. How it teaches you? This one's quite cool. It lets you select your opponent so you can practice how to find different guaranteed throw moves with different opponents. And it's also going to show you some on the cusp, which aren't actually guaranteed throw options. So expect you to block each attack and then throw the ones that can be thrown and do a jab or a crouching jab against the ones that can't. How to replicate this? A little trickier. It's really convenient that Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution has a setting where the dummy can just play through moves at random and you can figure out when a throw is guaranteed. In order to recreate an environment for testing punishes consistently like this, unfortunately you can't go as deep in Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. What you want to do is make a recording of your opponent of choice where they do something that is very punishable, like a knee, followed by mash and jab. Then for recordings 2 and 3, pick something that recovers slightly faster, also followed by mash and jab, and then play them back at random. Guard the first attack and either throw the guaranteed throw or land a counter hit on the other ones. This will not only train you to identify a guaranteed throw opportunity, but also get used to the timing of throw punishing attacks, as moves like knees can be difficult to time. The best way to pick out moves for this is to check your frame data, but I'll leave some examples for each character in the description to get you started. And 11C, Throwing when you have the advantage. Recommended rank up to first dan. What it is. Lastly, this one teaches you the importance of mixing throws into your offense, especially if you identify the opponent is guarding a lot. Why it's important? Guarding in a game where you don't take chip damage can be all the more tempting, as the risk for being defensive has fewer downsides. Virtua Fighter counteracts this with things like guard breaks, ring outs and throws that are either very damaging or lead to combos of their own. Throwing the opponent when they're guarding isn't just a good response to their defense, it can make them reconsider their defense entirely, forcing them to take bigger risks and run the risk of making bigger mistakes. How it teaches you this? Here it just tells you to create an advantageous situation by attacking the opponent and then perform a high throw as a follow-up. How to replicate this? Not much to set up here really, just see what kind of moves you have that give good advantage on hit. A jab is usually a good one to start with, and then go for the throw after it lands, imagining that the opponent is blocking after they see that jab. This is more one that you do need to see in a real match to understand the potency of it. If you find that the opponent is guarding a lot after you poke at them with jabs, or they guard a lot in general, see if you can keep the offense by adding some throws in. If you find that they're still striking through the throws, focus on strikes and strings off of jabs on hit or block that'll get them thinking about guarding more before trying it again. And it's at this point that we're getting into more difficult topics really, like conditioning. So now's a good time to think about whether you've already been applying the stuff that you've learned so far in this series before moving on to some of the deeper concepts. And on that, I'll see you next week for Avoiding High Throws, where we'll start looking at counterplays to everything that we've just shown today.